What's up, internet? It's Sunny. It's been a long time. But I'm back. So, sorry for the long hiatus. Stuff has been happening. If you have seen some of my previous videos, as you know, my granddaddy passed away. I miss him dearly, but I know he's in a better place. So, I'm not too sad, actually, because he lived a long, good life. But I do have to bring the mood down a little bit and talk about Starbucks. Yeah, we're going to talk about Starbucks. So, I guess, okay, here's the situation. If you don't know the story, I'm pretty sure all of you do, but just in case you don't, Starbucks employee sees two black men, shooting the poop, just talking it up in Starbucks. They didn't buy anything. I've done this plenty of times, never had an issue. I've done it quite often, actually, just to use their Wi-Fi. I don't buy anything. Usually I do buy something, but not for, immediately, I just use their Wi-Fi and, I do whatever. And I usually sit outside and use their Wi-Fi. That's what I usually do. So, they do the same thing. Someone calls the cops and they get handcuffed because I guess they're loitering around Starbucks. I really don't know the whole story, but I just know that they were put in handcuffs and they really didn't do anything wrong. So Starbucks, being progressive and, forward thinking, they're going to shut down all of their Starbucks stores on May 29th for mandatory racial training or whatever, racial insensitivity training, whatever the name is. I have a problem with this. A serious problem with this, and here's why. You tried this before, Starbucks. Remember? You were going to hand people their coffee and be like, you know what? Let's talk about race together. Race together. Remember that awful idea? You tried this before and you failed. So what makes you think that this time you're going to successfully talk about race to your employees? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's just not. I'm just letting you know now. It's not gonna work. There are people in every single walk of life, in every single profession that is gonna be racist. It's just the way of the world. And unfortunately, we have brought so much attention to it that it seems like the people who are racist and bigoted and all this other stuff, it's like they're everywhere, but they're not. They're small numbers when it comes to bigots and racists. They are not in large numbers, but you guys talk about it so much. It seems like they're everywhere. And yes, I can agree that some of these extreme right-wing people who voted for Trump, who are racist, who are white nationalists, came out of the woodwork because of Trump. But I think the media had something to do with that because you were talking about them all the time. They're like, you know what? They should always talking about us a lot. I'm just going to go out and to the world and say what's up because, people know I'm around. When before they would just be in the shadows, not bothering anyone. I miss those days. Remember those days? I remember. And secondly, the reason why I think this whole mandatory training will not work is because, and people, again, aren't inherently racist. Most people. So you're going to be spouting some sense that is ingrained in people already. Not every white person is born racist, and any other person is born racist. You have to learn those things. So for the majority of people who have good sense in America, they don't have to be taught how not to be racist. It's already in them. And they could say a whole bunch of insensitive stuff that doesn't make them racist. Or they can even do some things. Maybe that person just, thought, hey, this is a rule. You're not supposed to loiter in Starbucks, but people usually do it anyway. It's like an unwritten rule. You can loiter, but don't do it so often. Maybe if you see a repeat offender, then talk to them. But maybe he was just, maybe he was a new employee, whoever it is. I don't know. Maybe they weren't racist. We don't know. But yeah, don't treat everyone as just because something happens to a black person that is negative. It's not always racism. Most of the time it is, not, I won't say most of the time when, like shootings and stuff like that. But sometimes it's not racist. Let's not assume the worst. Sometimes you do have to assume the worst, but sometimes you don't have to. But we don't really know. We don't know. And then, you know what? I don't usually try to use leftist tactics. But in this case, I think it's not appropriate, but hilarious. So you have this mandatory day off or mandatory training that you have to go to. I don't think that black people should attend. Do you think that that would be wise? Because clearly black folks cannot be racist according to forward progressive thinking Starbucks, right? They can't be racist. So why in the world would black people or any person of color attend this mandatory racist training? All right, so here's what I want black folks to do. I want you to call up Starbucks and be like, I'm not going to this racist training because I'm black. I can't be racist. And then what y'all need to do is go ahead and say to your boss, your shift manager, whatever, be like, hey, on the 27th, the 28th and the 30th, I need those days off, and get yourself a 3-day weekend. That's what you need to do. So go ahead and call your boss up, request those 2 days off, the day before and the day after. So that way you can get yourself a little 3-day weekend on Starbucks, because they pay benefits, even if part-time. So all my colored folks, because that's what people of color, that's what that really means, colored person, go ahead and get you those days off. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of this whole Starbucks debacle. I think it's silly. And yeah, please subscribe to Right Wing Sister. I have a Streamlabs, I have a TeePublic store, I have a Patreon, and I have a bunch of stuff. All the links to the things are down below. So check me out. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Have a great day, guys, and I will go do the same. Sorry for not uploading for forever. Bye. Running.